As you guys can see, that things are didn't get a chance to set up our intro this week, so that was as bring new visuals. You know, we trying to give something different, showing you guys that we're gonna how we're gonna progress, and we actually got a call in town this week, so what better way to celebrate it? So first and foremost, how
I'm doing great.
doing great.
I'm not looking forward to the next couple of days. I think Wednesday I'll be happy with. We'll be done with the move. I know, but Wednesday, because Tuesday I have to go and pick up each state. I'll still have my truck. Yeah.
I'm looking at the calls we get. Also says something audio link. So
What's the issue?
What I do out there, even though we're speaking here, audio. Tell us if the audio gets any better. I'm waiting on you to reply now. I know you're watching. Right. Oh, yeah, let's see right now. Is that working any better?
You said it right. I remember she put it in
She put the
chat weeks ago.
yeah.
It was hard.
Fix it when you
Well, had we had a full team, I'm sure we probably would have been able to figure it out. Yeah, we gotta cut him a check when we get out of here.
So what is the problem?
I heard the echo.
Sounds good. All right.
I know this great. But, yeah. It's
So
that.
I guess everything's fine. So I guess we.
So, if we need anything done, just let us know. Yeah, we're trying to do it while we are on the topic. You might have certain problems with the audio, just let us know, and then we'll get into it. And then next week when you come back to the studio, you'll say what I don't think we oh, our way.
We'll try to project our voices as much as we can.
Okay. Okay, so while we're talking, did I say how
You did not.
are we good? I it was long. Let's say it felt like it was one long thing. I really just felt like it was one long thing. Now what I studio. Y'all don't know, today is a great show. How about that?
Really,
We
really
did it.
doing a watch.
And actually, that was the kind of the first time we all got together to do something. Nicole was faithful. She would call me in, talk to us on the internet, and stuff. We would cut off her mic so we tried to get photos. All right, so I miss being in there. Are we talking to you? You can't tell that we're talking to you, Tam? That's what it is. So we might have to bring that close. Because other than that, you would have to put the mic on it. So we would have to like take that mic, put it right at it. No, that wouldn't even work. That wouldn't even work. It would have to be plugged in. It would have to be close. Oh, hold up. Let's try this. Let me clear tape real quick. Turn the mic off on that. You know how you go there and hit the mic? I'll turn the mic on. That means that gets in. At this and
Now I get feedback.
hold on. I'm gonna see if I can. How's that?
That's not by yourself.
The Jock said I took out all the sound when I did that because what it was the sound from the mic was picking up. I had to put on the sound from the background image that I used at first. So what I did with that was, but it was in the back room. So put it up front. Now let's see if that helps with the sound because it sounds like it. I can hear it coming from there.
Yeah, it should be better. Fingers crossed. If not, forgive us, guys. We're trial and error right now.
He said excellent. So now we got to turn the volume down on that one.
All right, 1 second.
And then we'll be ready to rock.
I actually feel out of my element right now.
Really?
Yeah, I feel
Wow.
weird. Like I don't know what to do with my hand.
Did I move the camera? Am I still in the shot?
Yes. Not really. You're a little bit in the shot. Just swing it for yourself and then you're good to go.
All right.
There you
sorry,
go.
guys. Work with us. Work with
All
us.
right, there we go. Now you're in the shot.
We got it together. We get it together.
They say that's better with the sound too. Okay. So I'm gonna turn this a little bit because now also, yay, since you watching Do Me a Favor, share it on everybody else's page. I wasn't able to do it while I'm here, so since I'm looking at it from this point. So once we get it, you can share it on everybody's page for me. I appreciate it. God gonna bless you for it. Okay, so that was better. Now back to my week. I think my week gonna spill over to some of the things we need to talk about. Because I think I had the most eventful week out of everybody.
Yeah, I'm same old every week. Rinse, wash, rinse, and repeat. Is that how it goes?
Rinse, wash, and repeat.
Whatever.
No, wash, then rinse. Then
That's why my clothes probably stay dirty.
Okay. Yeah, that one. No, but same thing. Work, do it all over again.
I worked all week. I did a couple overnight. Well, not a couple. I did an overnight in one space. I think the biggest thing in my week was the shooting on the Dan Ryan, which I almost ran somebody over. It totally annoyed me. It really had me.
You got to kind of explain that.
I didn't even hear about no shooting.
I want to explain it. I was getting my mindset out first. Like it totally annoyed me. It immediately put me in a space where I called Jake. Like it wasn't even a minute after it happened. I was like, you know what? I'm moving. That's it. I'm done.
It happened this week?
It happened Wednesday. Wednesday morning. I gotta go into the city field. I stay in the south suburbs. I'm looking over there like that's the camera. I stay in the south suburbs. I had to go into the city I was on my way to one of my job sites. Somebody called, and what it was, I had two places to be to, and I was already kind of annoyed because I had to be at one spot,
And on my way there, they called and asked me to come to the other spot first because they were already down there, which is on 46th Street. So I'm on 8094. For those who don't know, it's like it's their connection to it's the Bishop Ford where it connects to the Dan Ryan. While I'm coming up 8094, it's a car. He's flying. The traffic is a little bit bumper to bumper. It's not rush hour traffic, but it's still a little bumper to bumper when you get into the connect. These cars, flying like barely missing cars trying to when he's switching lanes. He got to be going at least 75, 80 miles an hour. First off, you think he an idiot. You're gonna see him up the road, car gonna be jacked up or whatever, so I'm just riding. When I come around the turn at 95th, now I'm in between 95th and 87, traffic opens up a little bit. So now I'm trying to get to 46 where I need to be. So I kind of hit the gas a little bit. I wasn't speeding, but I was driving a little, expeditiously. I'm in the second lane from the slow lane. You know what I'm saying? So like on the Dan Ryan, there's 4 lanes. You got the fast lane all the way to the left. Then I'm in the second lane from the slow lane. Right when I get underneath the overpass for the train station, I look to the side and as much as I talk, I'm a defensive driver, so I look to see what all the other cars are doing while I'm moving. I look to my left, the lane of cars in front of me has stopped. So I look ahead of them, there's no traffic in front of them. So I'm wondering, why the hell did these cars stop? Now, my lane is free. There's nothing in my lane. So I'm still rolling. But I look ahead to see why those cars are stopped. And I look up, and it's a person walks across the cars. First, I'm thinking that it's somebody who mentally ill or something. I thought it was a woman because it looked like she had blonde hair. And so I'm about a good 30 feet from him or her, because I don't know if it's a man or female. And then I noticed, okay, that's not blonde hair. That's a ski mask. It was a brown or beige ski mask walking across the expressway. Now at this point, he or she is in my lane, and they kind of coming toward my car. I took my foot off the brakes because I thought it was somebody who needed help. And then I kind of look over the person, and I see a pistol in the person's hand with an extended clip. Might have been a 40, but I think it was a 9. Extended clip. So I see that. Yes, I do ride around ready for action, but my action wasn't in my lap. So now I'm like, I don't know if this person's going to shoot at me or not, because people just doing dumb stuff. So once I saw the pistol, I immediately hit the gas again. I'm like, you got to get ran over. When I hit the gas and look, now I see a second person dart across traffic. And so I'm like, okay, they can't be shooting at just random cars because they haven't shot yet. So my eyes follow the second person. He jumps on top of the brick median that be all the way over the side. So while I'm following him, I see it's a semi truck that has pulled over in the slow lane right before you get off on 87, and on the shoulder behind the semi truck, there was another car that had actually kind of been driving a little reckless too on 94. It's pulled over behind the semi truck. These 2 idiots have gotten out of there. Their car is parked maybe 15 feet up on the expressway. They stopped in the fast lane, jumped out the car, doors wide open, walked across the expressway to shoot at the car. This is what happened my Wednesday morning. So I passed them up. I didn't hit the guy. But once they started shooting at the other car, I go around.
So you actually heard them and saw them start shooting?
Yes.
Did they start shooting after you passed?
The second guy that I saw, he was in all black. I saw him shoot. I'm here. He's literally maybe 10, 15 feet in front of me on an angle, on top of the median, shooting at the car.
In your direction, though?
No. I'm traveling north. The car's facing north. They went across the expressway.
Oh, they're on the other side?
No. They're on my side. They stopped their car going to the city. We all driving north. They drove around, stopped their car. They got out their car, walked across the expressway to this side to shoot at the car.
They're in the fast lane.
They on the fast lane. He's in the slow lane.
That way.
No. They on the fast lane. They walked across to the slow lane. That behind the car, they start shooting at him. I'm upset that nobody hit him. I'm upset that all of us civilians allowed them to walk across the expressway to shoot at a car. We literally stopped our cars to give them passageway, because the second guy, or the first guy I saw, literally did not run. He walked across like he was just crossing the street. That was my Wednesday morning.
Chicago. Boom.
So
boom, boom.
immediately after it happened, I mean, I think they were still shooting. The guns were still going off. I was making a phone call. I gotta go. This is just it. I'm frustrated about that. It's one of the things that you think you're supposed to do something about it, but even if I should have hit the guy. I don't know what the situation was with them, but I should have ran him over. At least that person.
Yeah, you won't be sitting here today though.
Well, I've been in jail.
Yeah.
For what? He on the expressway.
Yeah.
You don't have no right. You have no right of way on the expressway. Pedestrian don't have a right of way on the expressway.
He would have been the hero. Because he would have been like, I was driving on the highway. I'm doing highway speed. I didn't notice them at first.
Your brother ain't that smart. No offense. Your brother the type. The story would have been, hey, I thought the person needed help. I saw a gun, thought it was about me. I ran him over. Literally.
You either be out on bail right now, or you finna get ready to fight a case.
I fight the case. And then after that, I had a couple conversations too with I've been talking to a couple people about it since it happened. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, everybody's question is, how can you fix the problem? What's going on with the kids, and how do we get them back? I have a very unpopular answer. I don't know if me and you ever talked about it yet.
Let's hear it.
My answer is any kid that's over 13.
Lost cause.
Well, I'm trying to figure out my language in here. You know,
Say lost
you
cause.
know
We
we're
just say-
sitting in the studio setting, so I don't want to
just
be like
say
I'm at
lost
the studio.
cause. We just say
Anybody,
lost cause.
my actual thought process, any kid over the age of 14 really is forget about it. Honestly, that's how I feel. At that point, they've already kind of got their character. They know what they're gonna do. I mean, it's too hard to reach them. And what we do by concentrating on those kids is the ones that we can kind of get a hold to and show them the right way. We're not giving them the service that they deserve. I don't think.
I think the issue with that is I don't think there's an age limit on that. I think the true measure of that would be the mentality and not so much the age. Because there's a lot of people that get a little bit of sense about themselves like at an older, they probably done dirt and then they get older and then they realize
But
what
see,
they did.
my thought process about that is you have to allow them to get there themselves. What I'm saying is, so like a 14-year-old who decided that he in the street, he GD, almighty, so whatever he is, once he's made that choice and he want to be out here and he got pistols and he's selling drugs or whatever, there's nothing that you can do to change his mind. Once he might hit 20 or 22. That person has to be willing to change their mind on their own.
I think it's tough to just say, don't try. It's tough to just say, because you a certain age, you're not worth trying to save. Because you do know that there are some kids who are just really just victims of their circumstance. It sounds like
I actually disagree with them. I kind of feel like, not with you, I feel like when the younger they are, the more chance you have at reaching them. When it's somebody that's older and they study going in and out of jail doing the same thing, I think it's harder to rehabilitate them. And this is just for me seeing it and working.
You say you agree with him?
I think that's what he was saying.
no, I mean like not verbatim, but
That's
But
what
that's
I
what
just
the
said.
point.
No, I thought you said when they 14, they gonna do what they want to do. Ain't
Right,
no
that's-
reaching them.
That was your point. You said
Right.
14.
I was
She
saying
wasn't
no.
saying
I'm not
that.
saying that. I'm
She said
saying
when
the
you
younger
get
they
to
are,
them.
that's the time to get to them and rehabilitate them. When they're older and they've been going in and out of jail, it's like a revolving door. It's harder to rehabilitate them.
He tried to say 14 is old.
14 is not old. Oh.
He tried to say 14 is old.
No,
I'm saying that once they at that age,
no, 14 is not.
yes. If they are already in the street, now it's different if it's a kid he's 14 and he's just not getting his taste outside, something like that. You probably got a chance for him. If it's a 14-year-old and he running the street, you have no chance to change it.
That's not true. Do you know how many people that get older, they like 20, 30, and they say, when I was 19, 20, I was in the street, I was doing this, and my life has changed.
Yeah, but that's the same point I was just trying to make. He was saying that you got to kind of give them that time for them to mature. But I kind of disagree. I disagree with that as well, because there are a lot of children now who are, like I was initially saying, they're just victims of their circumstances. And if you take them out of where they are, you give them you show them a different life, You know what I mean?
Jock says, then we as a people are over. There's no way that we can afford to lose that many of us.
I agree, and I like you can't just give up.
My thing
Okay.
though is, I think if we concentrate on the younger ones anyway, that's under their age, then we other people are not over because that's where you rebuild it anyway. I think the fact of the matter is trying to save the ones who don't want to be saved, trying to save the ones who are you. We already know at a certain point you have to allow them to change themselves.
I agree with what you're saying, but that's to an extent. Like I agree. You cannot save the ones that don't want to be saved, but the age is not the cutoff. You know what I'm saying? It's the mentality. It's not the age.
And I'll say this, sometimes when they feel like they don't want to be saved, they don't know. I was watching a video of a young lady, right, in church giving her testimony. Now she looks like a lady, right, a girl, but she's showing pictures of where she come from.
I don't want to be rude and interrupt Nicole right now, y'all, but I just need to get this out before I forget because I'm like, oh, y'all don't understand how good these voices sound in these mics right here that we own.
Come on, man. You can't
Nicole's
stop
voice
letting
is
it,
silky
point for that.
smooth right now. It's coming through, you know what I'm saying, through these headphones and stuff. Okay, go ahead.
But she was talking about, she showed pictures of how she was before, looking like a dude. She said she was doing everything like a dude in the streets, you know, fighting, shooting at people, doing this and that. And she said, and I thought I loved myself. I loved my life. And I thought that's what it was. And now fast forward, and even though, she attributed it to God changing her. But the point is, when you're in that lifestyle, a lot of times when people are in that lifestyle, they think they're good. And they think they don't want to be changed until they're shown something different.
And that's what I mean by
But
when I say
the
that
thing about it is,
circumstances.
even the examples that y'all are giving, or the reason I say that, it's always, it's always the person itself that has made that change. It's not an outside influence. It's not.
I don't 100% agree with that either. Like the thing about that is, okay, that person didn't just wake up and decide today I'm gonna stop gangbanging. It don't work like that.
No, there was something that
Gangbanging
happened.
is actually like drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think you can stop gangbanging cold turkey. You know
You
what I mean?
can.
I don't believe that. I don't believe you're gonna be outside shooting at somebody today and then tomorrow wake up and decide that you're just not doing it no more. For one, that life won't allow you to do that. Because if you drop your flag, don't mean your enemies respect it.
Maybe now. It has happened.
I don't know. But even but what was the point you were about to make?
I was saying that even with both of what you guys are saying and how y'all defending, the fact of the matter is we're almost saying the same thing. But the thing is, once a person has gotten to a certain age in me, their character is already built. Their mind, they already think they know what they want to do, so they're not listening to too much of nothing you tell them. You're just the old person who don't want them to have fun or don't want them to live their life. You've already lived your life, so why can't they live theirs? Until they come to a point where something happens to them and they get a realization, or them themselves just wake up and decide, okay, you know what, it's enough. Rarely are they changed because of a person speaking to them about it. Something usually happens.
I think I do agree that it is rare, but I think in those occasions it would take somebody that was living the life that they live for them to see them prosper in a different area of life. You know what I mean? Like you see somebody, like prime example, like I hate to use like the whole rappers or whatever because a lot of these rappers don't be living the lives that they rap about. But you look at some of these guys, and people we could say Jay-Z. I guess he was a drug dealer, right?
Is that what he said?
That's what he says, right? So you give these younger kids who are selling drugs, they have something to aspire to. You know what I mean? They have somebody to look up to and say he's damn near a billionaire, and you can be that too. You know what I'm saying? You can change your life and have a positive. You can live a positive life. You know what I'm saying? I hate to use rappers, but it's there. Like there are examples of people who, I guess, perpetrated that life. You know what I mean?
And I understand what you're saying, Jock. I really do. But because Jock just said that, it might not be the first person, but it might be the 21st person. And I said we should never give up attitude. I understand that. But coming from a space whereas for the last 16 years, I've been dealing with youth, you know what I'm saying, out at Dalton Park. I'm dealing with them from 6 up to 14 every summer and up through the winter. But I never let go of them. So when they're 20 years old, when they, 30 years old and all that, they keep coming back. I keep coming. I have them to come back. But there are just some people who you cannot reach.
So let me ask you this: you deal with kids, so you know the ones that are really into it and the ones that's faking.
Yep.
You had kids come through your program who I'm pretty sure was really into it.
Yep.
Those kids, do you just decide that okay, little Ronnie is just not worth saving,
Yep.
and you just coach them, and once they leave, that's it. You have no attachment to them.
No, it's not true.
So you're not giving up on them, basically. You're not following what you're saying there.
When I say give up on them, I'm not saying that you never speak to them, that you never try to give them the jewel or whatever, but I'm saying our focus needs to be on the ones who we can mold.
I feel like that. I agree with you. The focus should be on the ones that we can mold, but I don't think that we should take focus away from the ones that you feel like are out of reach just because.
Only time I deal with the ones who I feel like I gotta reach are when they come to me.
That's hardly ever gonna happen. When have you ever seen somebody in the street? And
No,
those are the
no,
kids
no.
who really don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Those are the kids where you that 14, 15, 16-year-old that you really can change.
Maybe they feel like they don't have anybody that care.
Because they are victims of their circumstances. You gotta understand. We all know the life. We all know kids who are born into terrible situations. You know what I mean? So, what other options do you have when your mother's on drugs, your daddy left you? You know what I'm saying? Your grandma's 90 years old and she's raising you, but you don't really have no structure there. You run over grandma. You want nice stuff. You're gonna do what you gotta do.
And so how am I supposed to stop them from doing that?
The same way you stop the same way you trying to catch this 8-year-old to make sure he don't go there, you give them the same jewels. The message don't change.
So now, the kid who was in that situation that you just said, in his head, the only option he got is to hustle.
Until you show him a better way.
In his head,
You coach.
slow down.
So that's another
Slow
thing.
down.
You coach.
The only option he got is to hustle in his head. Now, for him to hustle, that means he got to bring in $1,000 a day or whatever.
You don't know his life.
No.
$1,000 may be $1,000 may be unattainable to him. To him, $200 a day may be the.
Okay, $200 a day. $200 a day. You got to go out there and struggle, scrap and scrape and whatever to make $200 a day. And now my line to get him to stop is, your life is too valuable. I give him all these jewels and how brave a person he is. So leave that $200 a day alone and go over here and start making $200 a day in 2 weeks.
Okay. What's the problem? I don't understand the problem in giving that message. Just because you feel like it won't be received doesn't mean that you shouldn't state it. Granted, I understand what you're saying. He's gonna say, no, why would I walk away from $200 a day to get $200 a week? But that don't mean that you should not get that message.
I think your time would be better served instead of wasting that breath on that message to give the message to somebody who would help before he gets to the point where he starts to see that. And then
So let me ask you this: that same 8-year-old and 16-year-old on the in the same football program. So that 8-year-old is watching the 16-year-old make $200 every day. So in his mind, he might want the new Jordans. His mama can't get it for him. You telling him, hey man, you keep working at your football, get your footwork right, and we can get you here, we can get you to college, and then you can get it. We might not get you to the NFL, but we can get you a good job. Blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, but Johnny bringing in $200 a day, and every time you see him, he got the new Jordans. How you gonna stop him? You're not gonna change that mindset because guess what? Even at 8 years old, he already know what he wants. So does that mean that you don't give him that same message?
I mean, no, you give him that message, but at 8 years old, you have more of a chance to put more things in front of him to keep him from able to go out there and do that $200 a day, so he doesn't get used to that life.
I disagree.
I
respectfully disagree. I don't feel like
we keep him busy.
I think my problem with what you're saying is the age on it. You know what I'm saying? Because me, like, if we change it from if you change your statement from saying that the age of the child is the problem and change it to the mentality, then I would agree with you. If we saying that we can step away from the ones who just really want to be out here on the front lines and they gang and whatever, and it ain't nothing you can say to them. It don't matter how old they are. He could be 8, he could be 22, he could be 42, whatever. The mentality is there. There's nothing you can do with that. But if we just gonna say because they're a certain age that we should get away from them, I don't agree with that.
My point in saying it don't mean, how old are you, son? 14? Oh, don't talk to him.
But it's how old are you, son? 14, you got tattoos in your face. Oh, nah, he a lost cause.
14 with tattoos in his face? I want to tell your parents. Hell yeah, son. We got to have another conversation here. How you even get these tattoos at 14?
I understand that. I understand wanting to have a conversation, but in wanting to have that conversation, there's a piece of you that says we can save it.
There's a piece of me that says we can save everybody.
Okay, so then we
You
don't.
know that's
we
an
don't
issue that I got
we
going on.
don't-
There's a piece of me that says I can save a 30-year-old cat with me.
So then we don't divert the attention. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we focus on the 8-year-olds, the 10-year-olds, the 12-year-olds, but we also provide that same message to the ones that we feel, you know what I'm saying, are old enough to receive it, but may not understand it at that point.
I can go for that.
Okay, I can agree with that. You know? We just changed the mind. Look at God.
And you what? 45.
There was a conversation that I thought about having on here, but then I decided not.
You can't bring it up and then.
The reason because it was how you just ended that, and the conversation was basically because I've been talking this week. I've been talking a lot. We've been talking about shootings in Chicago. We talked a little bit. I think I talked to somebody else about Kevin Samuels. I have been talking about relationships all week. I had a really long conversation about religion. And just when you was like, look at God, it made me think about that conversation. But it's like, maybe we should shy away from that one.
Yeah, the last, I'm with you on that one. The last time we had a religious topic, it went a little. It ain't gonna last.
It's going to go way left if we have one right now. But you sent something in the group.
It's a few things I wanted to talk about before, we get out of here. One thing, Jay sent, Jay sent one, and I sent I sent 3, actually.
One of them that you sent was idiotic.
Wait, which one?
I can't remember what it said. I just know when I started reading it, it was stupid. I think it was the one about the girl with the child support from the other mama or something.
That's Jay's.
You sent that?
Yeah.
I think that she was retarded.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
That
she was
wrong.
retarded.
But some women feel that way. They feel like, oh, you married now? Oh, she got money? She finna pay child support. That's your wife. Y'all together.
Yeah,
she finna pay me child support.
Yeah, that's retarded. And then there was another. What else did you send us out?
Okay, I sent one today that was on Reddit. That's the one I really want to talk to y'all about.
Okay, let's hear it.
I didn't get a chance to check that one out.
So that's good. So I'm gonna read it to y'all. Okay.
Oh, I think this was a stupid one. This is the one. Am I after this?
Yeah. Am I the a-hole?
Yeah. This was retarded.
Okay, so I'm gonna read it. Okay, it says, "Hello, my girlfriend, myself, my parents,
Yeah, this one.
and my brother and his wife all went on vacation in another country for a week ago. My brother and I were the ones who did most of the planning of the itinerary, although we did ask everyone else for input. For background, I make around $150,000 as an IT consultant. My girlfriend is a teacher making $45,000. My parents are pretty affluent, as well as my brother and sister-in-law. My girlfriend knew this trip was coming up and took on a second job waitressing on the weekends for several months to get ready for it. We have always split things 50-50 in the 2 years we have been together. There were a few times on a vacation when she did not go on outings with us, wine tasting, scuba diving, etc. She also would only eat 2 meals a day, simply stating that she was on a budget. My family does favor more high-end, expensive places. My parents thought it was very strange that she only eats 2 meals a day, although normally she eats 3. When we got home, I asked her why she skipped out on several of the outings and only ate 2 meals a day. I mentioned how I heard her stomach growling one night and said I was concerned about her having an eating disorder. She got teary-eyed and said that 3 meals a day wasn't fiscally feasible for her, and neither were the outings that she chose not to go on. She went on 3 out of 6. She said she was not expecting everything to cost so much and she was overwhelmed. She also says she doesn't know if this is going to work long term if she is expected to go on vacations like that with people who make so much more than her. I feel bad that I did not pick up on her discomfort sooner, but we did agree to split everything 50-50, and I don't know why she agreed to come if the cost was an issue.
If they agreed to split everything 50-50.
No, that's how they do everything, period. Bills, that's how they live.
Right.
So now they go on a trip. It's assumed, hey, 50-50. She understood that. Let me get another job. Hey, I gotta pay my half. So
They've only got 2 years.
He make 150,000 a year. She make 45,000 a year.
He an idiot.
That's stupid anyway. That y'all splitting bills 50-50 for one.
They live together.
Mm-hmm.
He an idiot.
I agree. That's
Yeah. I
that's
feel like, have y'all ever heard Steve Harvey with the strawberry letter or something?
Yeah.
I feel like Steve Harvey right now. You know, like when they read them, like he be like, just wait, man. When we come back for commercial, I got to get that's idiotic. That's idiotic to me. Don't get me wrong. I have no issue with them splitting bills 50-50. I don't care how much he make, how much she make, or whatever. Okay, if that's how y'all gonna run your house, fine. Whatever y'all doing, if that's working for y'all. When it come down to this vacation, if you know your lady make $50,000 a year,
45.
well, he make 145. You put him at 150. So we just gonna keep it to round numbers.
No, he makes 150. She makes 45.
You said he make around 145.
No, he makes $150,000 a year. Ain't that what I said?
No, I heard 145.
Let me double check. No, he makes 150,000. She makes 45.
So if you know your lady only make $45,000 a year, when you plan this trip, you know how much everything is gonna cost. You knew she couldn't afford it. Period. Now, if you want her to come, I don't care how y'all got things arranged. You supposed to take care of that.
He probably didn't want her to come. If you come, you come. If you don't, you don't.
Then guess what? If you don't want her to come, and y'all split everything 50-50, that's a way to not get her because you give her those bills before you go. These are the things that we try. Because I did say him and his friend and him and somebody put the whole itinerary
His
together.
brother.
Him and his brother put the itinerary together. So now you get to tell her beforehand, this is the thing we doing. This is how much everything gonna cost. You know what I'm saying?
I think if we just go surface level, it's you a sucker if you going out and to dinner and you leave your lady in the room. Like that's whack to me.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. If it's
Time I
dinner,
heard
breakfast,
her stomach,
lunch,
I heard
like
her
that's
stomach
even
growling.
worse. Like you heard her stomach growling, you ain't even offered to feed the girl. Like this your lady. It's not like
It's not like some random chick you just brought.
right. Like nah, that's whack. Like I would never.
If
I would, and even if it was a random chick, the least you could do is feed
you brought her,
her. The least you could do is feed her.
if I didn't want to buy you off, look, I just get the big flat. We gonna eat together.
If anything, you know what I'm saying? You gonna eat. Even if you ain't gonna enjoy the jet skis or whatever it is we gonna do, you gonna eat. I'm gonna make sure you eat. Wherever we eat, you gonna have a meal. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feel comfortable, or if we didn't already agree to on this trip, you gonna do X, Y, Z. I feel like it's a sucker move for him to not just be like, this my girl. She wanna go out with us wherever we going. She should be there. I feel like that's whack anyway. I feel like that he might have been on some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he might have been trying to pick up something else while he was there. But even if y'all agree to that, the least you can do is feed the woman. Like she gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? You heard the lady's stomach growling, bro.
Yeah, that's why that's the one I was saying was idiot. When I read that, I was like, oh, this idiot. Here's something.
You make 150,000. So it's not even like you bragging about how much you made, really, because the money that you could have just made. You said you made substantially more than her. To throw the number out there means that you
and to throw her number out there.
You want to let people know you got it. So if you got it like that, then
that make people know you're a sucker. You threw her low. Again, she had to go work a second job to go on the trip. When she did that, it's supposed to be like, nah, okay, check it out. Either I got it, or you can't go because you can't. We ain't gonna do the second job.
I don't even think you could. When you going, I feel like when you doing something like that, especially if you. This is one time
she can't afford
it. That's the thing. When it get down to it, this is one time where I would agree. If Nicole was to say like he the man, he make more than her, he supposed to take care of that. That's your lady. You want it if you want her there. You know what I'm saying? Now that's the thing. If you want her there.
Because guess what? I don't care second job or not. I bet you she's still in debt when they came back.
Yeah, but now she gotta try to.
She gotta catch up. I'm pretty sure it's $45,000 a year. She ain't making enough to save. You know what I'm saying? She ain't making enough to save. Even if she living with him, I'm pretty sure she ain't.
Now if they splitting bills,
right?
And if he making 150, they ain't standing no cheap place.
Exactly. The lifestyle is not on a $45,000 budget.
She's pulling her hair out. Well, she probably ran around here wearing wigs like mother because she bald as hell. Here a second. I don't even want to talk about it no more. What else?
So here's another. I'm gonna read a conversation. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Now the woman starts off the conversation.
We
Okay.
probably need this mic close up on the cover. She be animated through the conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it how I'm gonna read it how I feel the tone was meant. Okay, this is the woman. Hey babe, guess what? What babe? I got the job. $70,000 a year. He said, that's amazing, babe. Couldn't have come at a better time. Now I can step down from my position and focus on my mental health with a smiley face. She said, huh? He like, baby, Baby, I'm not happy at this job. The money is great, but I've been working too hard for 4 years straight. I stayed so you could finish your degree. I just want a less stressful job. I'm depressed here. She said, depressed? How when you make six figures and we have everything we need, Patrick? You're telling me about your depression now? So you're going to be unemployed while I pay all the bills. Brittany, I paid all the bills for 2.5 years. I'm asking you to hold us down until I see this therapist and get my mental right. I already have a few opportunities lined up. I need a month. Wow. This isn't fair. I have to support you because you're depressed over a good career. You can't see a therapist and work as well. No, I want to focus on my mental health the entire month. I'm asking you to have my back like I had yours. What's the problem? I don't want to do that. Yes, you chose to allow me to focus on school, but that was your job. You provide for me, not the other way around. You can see a therapist and work. You're sounding lazy at this point. Lazy? Did I call you lazy when you were in school full time for 2.5 years? Listen, I said what I'm going to do. You with me or not? She said, not. He said, so we done? Are you serious? Patrick, I'm dead ass serious. I cannot support a man, not even for a month. I wish you would have told me about this depression, quote. I would have left a long time ago. I don't have time to deal with it. You hid that from me, and that isn't fair. I hope you're able to get help. I didn't sign up for this. He says, okay, at least I know now you're not wife material. I've been seeing a therapist over my depression, and I'm not quitting my job. I wanted to see if you truly had my back before I proposed. Get your shit and leave my house. You have your job. Now you can pay all your own bills. We done here.
Let's go, Patrick.
She said, I knew you was playing. Ha 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 ha. I was joking, babe. He said, lies. You were serious, Britt. I'm good. Just get your shit and leave my house. Stop calling me. I don't have anything to say to you.
Let's go, Pat. Let's go, Pat.
I don't even think there's nothing to be said about that.
Patrick is whack. Patrick is whack.
Why?
Pat is whack.
How?
See, there's no way she believe that.
Okay. I feel like before she said what she said, now when she went into the end part, I was kind of like, Britt, oh. But in the beginning, I did kind of feel her because they offer like EAP stuff at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't quit your job to go through therapy.
I think that.
And first of all, wait a minute. And you making six figures. 70,000 is not six figures. So now you want her to take over the bills and the lifestyle that you created off your income, and you gonna quit. And now her income can't support what they've been doing, and you making six figures.
I agree with you. I feel like the way, like if we didn't know the ending, the way that he sprung it on us was
yeah.
bad.
So now I'm living with you for 2.5 years. Can you imagine thinking everything good, right? You don't know. I literally do not know you going through this. So you mean you can't talk to me about?
But the thing with that is people deal with emotion and depression
True.
internally.
True,
So,
but I should know that you hate your job. We talk about stuff like this. How was your day at work? I should know that you don't like your job.
Not if I'm trying to let you get through 2 years of school. I don't need you to know that I'm going through hell over
Why?
here.
I need to know that once I finish school and get a job, now it's my turn to
No,
hold you
but guess
down.
what? That's not the plan though at this point. My plan right now is the fact that as a guy, I'm trying to support you and trying to make sure we get through whatever it is. So like if I'm going through something, you already probably got mental things that you're going through with this school or whatever it is. It's tough on you or whatever. I'm not trying to put any problems on you. I'm gonna shoulder it. I'm gonna get through this here. And it just got overbearing.
No, if it just got overbearing, he didn't sound like he was trying to keep nothing from her when he sprung it on her. Great.
No, at that
No,
point,
what
it's
I'm
not
saying.
to keep it from you now. You got through what you had to get through.
No, what
so
I'm-
this is nothing extra on you.
No, but it is extra because you're making six figures. Now I got to take over. We got to downgrade if you expect me to take over.
Okay.
But maybe
That
she
one-
don't want to. Maybe she don't want to, and she has a right to not want to.
She
that
does.
sounds like the conversation with Kevin Samuels and that girl. When he was reviewing with that girl that guy had. With
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
No, that's not my thing.
That's the
My-
same
but
situation.
no,
You're
but
saying
but
that
you're
you
telling
basically
me
got her
now.
accustomed to a lifestyle.
But that's not what I'm saying.
That is what you said.
Can I say what I'm trying to say? what I'm trying to say is that's something that you just gonna spring on me now. If this was just like, let's take Tabitha Brown and her husband, right? She already told him, babe, you taking this, when I do this, I'm gonna retire you. So he already know when she make it, I'm quitting my job. We already know I'm doing this until you get here, then you finna take over. You can't make, I'm thinking, dang, my man making 6 figures, now I'm making 70,000. We finna really build together. And you tell me, nah, we finna go backwards.
Okay, so let's give you the benefit of the doubt. He was wrong. He shouldn't have did that. That was foul. She got to take care of everything. She shouldn't have to. Is it okay for her to say, to disregard his mental health?
It's not.
Because she doesn't.
But you can, no, that ain't why. She said, I wish you would have told me about this depression sooner and I would have left. She don't want to deal with the depression, period, so she bogus. She said, I wish you would have told me about this depression sooner and I would have left.
So now, with that comment from you, I can talk about this a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, because you're not totally on her team. Okay, we got that. But I also believe that what you saying that how he sprung it on her was wrong. I still think on how she reacted from it. If she was a different person, we know she didn't want to basically be there. She basically was there for the money anyway. That's how I feel about it. Because if she was trying to do it, the conversation probably should have been one of those where it's like, well, hold on, babe, let's see what else we can do. Because the downgrade wasn't even like, well, babe, if I do that, we got a downgrade. It wasn't, well, babe, hold up. I thought, with my 70 added to your 100,000, 200,000, whatever, we was going to level up and do something. It was none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was, hold on, I'm not taking care of you.
Yeah, she did say I ain't taking care of no man. So, I mean, her reasons are wrong. But I still feel like they're both wrong. I feel like he's wrong for how he did it. And you tested me. I don't play them games. Stop testing people.
I think that worked out in his favor though, because that showed who she really was and what she was really there for. Honestly, I think and that also comes with he probably didn't trust her in the first place. That had to be signs for him to even do that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just spring that up on somebody who feels loyal to you. That's unless you just got trust issues.
Yeah, I don't believe that. My thing is, even if she would have went the right way with it, like what we consider the right way, I don't think they should have been together. I think it's one of the things where
he got trust issues.
Yeah, it's an unhealthy relationship anyway.
Yeah. But that also, right. It don't necessarily, like you said, it may not necessarily be him having trust issues. It could just be him picking up on some stuff. He might have seen something and misinterpreted it, or he just saw some stuff and been like, oh no, maybe she ain't who I think she is. I think it was foul to bring it up on her like that, but it brought out her true colors. And at that point, it's like, okay, maybe it's not.
So yeah, I'm not saying she's a good person, but the beginning of it, I was feeling her. I was like, you finna what? Quit your job? Now you want to sue? Oh, great, you got a job. I can sit down. What?
But Samantha said exactly. Don't disregard the depression. She should have. I guess she said she should have had his back some sort of way. Yeah.
Which is true. Yeah, don't disregard. I'm not saying disregard his depression, but yeah, she was right. Just like what he was doing. You can work and go to therapy. Just like jobs. My job.
I think that's subjective though. Like everybody.
But he talking about I only need a month. He don't sound like he that depressed. You know you only need a month.
But see, the thing about that now is that also how you know she wasn't even trying to be, because she could have said, well, why don't you just take a leave or something? You're saying you could have got anything for a month.
Yeah, you can take leave.
If all you need is a month, you don't have to quit.
Well, I also kind of feel like that's both of them not knowing each other. Like when it boils down to it, like he didn't know. Well, he might have had an inkling that may have been her personality. But for him to say something like that, for her to not realize that wasn't legit, is a red flag, don't you think? Because if you've been with somebody for 2 years, you know they patterns, right? You know when somebody's playing, you know when they're joking, you know when they're pulling your leg, when they're trying to get one over on you.
Well, at least you think you know.
You think you know. So at least, if anything, like she didn't even hit him with the, are you serious? Or is it like, are you joking? Like, are you for real with this? Like, to gauge like where he was with it. She went straight to, I ain't taking care of you. You know what I mean? Mm. So it's like they really didn't know each other. 2 years together, they was just wasting time.
A lot of people don't learn you in 2 years.
I think that if you 2 years and you living with somebody, you learn them. You learn them. Being with somebody for 2 years, maybe not. Living with somebody, you learn.
This is my thing. You're supposed to learn.
I don't think you have a choice.
You do.
I don't think
Or,
so.
or people. I've been around people who've been. It don't always work out like that.
The thing about that is, it may not be to your liking. You may not feel like, or it may not show in the ways that you think it should. You know what I mean? You might think, oh, when I come home, I like my shoes laid out. On
Jesus, time is flying.
Because I got one more before we get up out of here, real quick.
Man,
4
we
minutes.
got 4
4
minutes. I can't talk about nothing. I have people been talking about my personality all week. I want to get into that. Jesus.
Well, this real quick, and we can talk about your personality real quick. It just
Oh,
say
no.
hypothetically, if I marry a woman with 2 kids and we have a 3rd child together, am I wrong for just leaving my inheritance to my biological child?
No.
Yes.
Well, no, that depends on.
He said inheritance, so it ain't just no life insurance. He got money.
That depends on how long he's with the first. Because she said he got with it and she has kids, right?
They're married. He marries a woman.
He married. I think it depends on how long that he's been in those
He
kids,
was
right?
he was with her long enough to marry her.
But, I mean, some people get married in 3 months. Some people see they get married
We're
tomorrow.
gonna assume that he know the kids.
Now, my thing is, you know how I feel about kids. So, like, if he's been in it like any substantial amount of time, I feel it because I don't even like the phrase step kids, whatever.
But he's saying leave my inheritance, so he talking about dying.
My
So
thing
he
is,
talking about long term. So
my
even if
thing
you
is-
just know them, he
You
talking about
no.
down the
So
line.
what I'm saying is that unless it's been a big fallout where they hit you with "you ain't my daddy" all the time and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, if it's one of them, if it's one of them where they constantly trying to let you know you can't tell them what to do, you ain't the man. Yeah, then if it's one of them, it's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna leave it here. But if it's one of them, you've been taking care of them, you know what I'm saying, and they respect you as a man, you know what I'm saying, and you really got family with them, then that's sucker. But if it's one of them where it's like, you got them ones where it's like, you can't tell me what to do. He ain't my daddy. I don't know why you married him anyway. Don't worry about it, partner.
Don't worry about it. I ain't your daddy.
I ain't your daddy.
Don't
Okay,
worry about it.
cool. Gotta go get that 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go get that out 9 to 5. She lived with him. She should have had his back, and he should have been playing around. He shouldn't be playing around. I'm with the shit. He shouldn't have been playing around. I'm with that. I don't like that.
But
test.
she knew he was playing. That's why she said she was playing.
Right.
Fooling y'all.
I should be a movie.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Keep playing with his bags out the door.
Right.
Keep playing.
So what's wrong with your personality?
Ain't nothing wrong with my personality.
So I mean, what conversations were you having about your personality?
The last one I had was with my best friend Paris, my best female friend. We had a conversation. What she tried to tell me was that she told me that I am nicer to strangers than I am to my friends. And what happened was we were standing in the store, and the guy was explaining something about, we was in the Menards, and the guy was explaining the material, and I just blanked out, you know what I'm saying, why? Because I didn't need to hear it, you know what I'm saying. So then, after he walked out the aisle, you know what I'm saying, he chested out, he did a good job, he walked out the aisle. Paris goes, "You wasn't even listening to him." I said, "Because I didn't need to hear what he said." So like, so why didn't you just tell him to stop talking? I'm like, for what? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, so she said, "You nicer to strangers than you are to your friends." I'm like, no, I said, I'm not a rude person. I'm not just mean to people. I said, what most people don't understand is most of my friends consider me an asshole. So they try to beat me to it. And then, so they come in the door saying ignorant stuff to me. And when I respond, then it's like, why you got to be so mean? Or you didn't have to say nothing, because they try to get to the punch before me. It's like they walk in the door with their guard up, shoulders rolling. It's like, oh yeah. And then it's like, they'll say something. If I respond, and it's like, why would you say that? It's like, you started it with me. You know what I'm saying? So.
I feel like this conversation could have been its own. I feel like we'll be another hour and a half talking about this. I agree with what you're saying. Obviously, I've been around you forever, so I understand and I've seen it firsthand. You know what I mean? But both sides of it too. But to me, I don't take it like that. Like, I look at it like, I've been around you long enough to know your personality. You know what I mean? So I know what to say, what not to say, how to approach scenarios. You know what I mean? How you'll respond to certain things. You know what I mean? So I feel like this kind of goes back to what we were saying in the last scenario. Like, you got to know what you're doing with.
I don't think that you're a true asshole.
No, and I say that a lot too.
And the
but
reason
it's
why I
not.
say that-
I don't think you're
Because a person that's a real asshole would be an asshole to strangers too. I think people, you're just when you're comfortable with somebody, like say if I call myself trying to teach you how to put a part on the car, you'll be like, Nicole, calm down. I know what I'm doing.
And it's gonna start off real subtle like that too. But then you're gonna be like, nah, you need to get behind the caliper. And he gonna give you a look.
But if it's a stranger, you might sit there and look off and like I ain't gonna cuss them out. I just let them think they doing something. All right, thank you, guys. And go on about my business because you're not a true, butthole. But if you were, you would be like you would have cut them off and been rude. I think.
I don't think I'm rude. I think I can be
I
rude.
think you can be rude. I think you displayed a rude personality on multiple occasions. I think that, but I also think that when you do it, it's warranted. I can't say that. Like I will say that it's never just like out the blue. You know what I mean? It's definitely from the times that I've seen, with the exception of one, but it's personal, so I keep that one.
Okay.
That one we won't put on the show, but that's probably the only time where I was like, all right, he probably wasn't going to be in a dick.
And that's the show today, people. We gotta get up out of here, y'all. Like I said, I really like being back in the studio setting.
I like this. Let us know if y'all like this, and
Well, I understand about the sound. We apologize for the sound. If we do come back to the studio, we will fix it. It's just
I don't even think I'm gonna cut you off. I don't even think it's a matter of if, it's just when.
when. Okay, yeah,
We'll be back. It may not be next week, but we definitely be back. This is refreshing. Like this is actually since the pandemic. This is the first time we've all been together anyway. So
yes,
it's refreshing. So yeah, we'll definitely and hopefully maybe we can do we'll have to make our way to Nicole's new place.
Yeah.
And we'll make our way to Nicole's new place and then we'll get something there. So, but we want to at least, if obviously Nicole won't be able to do it as frequent as me and Vail, but we definitely try to get in person a little bit more.
before we get out of here, I gotta tell my other little brother happy birthday. Mike's birthday was on the 7th. I did not call him. Happy birthday, Mike. I didn't forget. I just got busy, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't.
He forgot. He called me on my birthday to ask me when my birthday was, so he forgot about you.
But I didn't forget.
Mike probably on the road on his way here, actually.
Well, just to let him know. Also, we got my nephew sitting in the studio, y'all. He's sitting in the back chilling. He don't really rock with the adults too much, but every time they're around, we try to throw a little shine at him, especially since he's going off to college now. Where we going again? Alabama State. In the house. That ain't Roll Tide, but do y'all even got a team?
Disrespect. That's one of the unwarranted times right there.
No, but I'm proud of
Michael
that.
is watching. He said thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Mike. Proud of that. So,
Yeah,
we
my
are-
birthday was Tuesday.
it was a real Negate holiday Tuesday. She came in for that. Just to give a shout out. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate.
For those who want to know, we are at Elegant Design Studio in Lansing. It's a really nice setup over here. Can I tell them your name? Okay. Rob is the proprietor of the place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all want to know information on the place? Just hit us up in the comments. We're gonna put it in there anyway. So even if y'all don't want to know, it's gonna be in there. So, but he got a really nice setup over here. He's a wonderful person. Y'all want to come holler at him? You got great rates. No, nothing is free. So don't come over here asking for nothing free. Don't say Vail told y'all to come over here and get nothing for free.
Or
Come
discount.
or no discount, nothing. Y'all come support him.
Full price, support our people.
Come support him. I mean, he's a great brother. We appreciate y'all. I guess we will be back over here. He even gave me some cranberry juice when I got here and didn't charge me for it. So y'all, tell y'all.
You might get charged though.
You might. So, other than that, we're gonna get up out of here. As always, like the show, follow the show, subscribe to the show. If you're on YouTube, hit the notifications, the bells, hit the subscribe. If you're on Instagram, what we got to do on Instagram?
Like,
Just
share.
follow.
Just follow on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, do the same thing. Share it, please. And that's all I gotta say, y'all. I mean, like I said, I really enjoy being here. I can say that all day. y'all understand the difference in sound. I just really enjoyed being here today. So.
I mean, I feel a little, like I said, out of my element a little bit, but it's nice being in y'all presence, so, and seeing y'all face.
Yeah.
That's what the South first thing Nicole said to Jay when she first saw him. She said, "Oh, you ain't bad looking in person."
Like she never seen me, first of all. Like we never been in each other's presence before. Like them Zoom meetings, like, well, you was looking a little funny.
You look a little grainy on the Zoom meeting. I thought you had bad skin. So with that,
Well, like always, tell a friend and tell a friend, spread the word. We appreciate your support, and word of mouth does wonders. So please tell a friend and tell a friend.
all right, other than that, oh, peace. Gotta go that way, y'all.